Aye, man. Imnandi lento ye lunch. Aye.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Today, I step out of you.
God, do not step out of me, because right now we're joined in studio by Reabetsoe Seabela.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Of course, yes, it's Rea Sea.
Fantastic, because, I think this whole day I've been, been a bit wobbly with people's surnames. They've been dragging me.
Were you practicing a bit of Betty there, because it's a Betty surname?
No, I am Betty.
Oh, then you're supposed to get this right.
Now, Rea is a versatile artist hailing from Vo'C.E with a background in acting, singing, performing, and podcasting. She's honed her skills through various workshops and experiences. Now, her journey began all at the Market Theatre Laboratory, where she underwent rigorous training and participated in productions such as Stardust and Tomorrow, one of my favorites indeed. Now, she's made many appearances in commercials and shows like The Legacy, How to Ruin Christmas. I mean, just also throw forward that she's the founder of the W.O.C.E Rea Sea is certainly someone who's dedicated to controversial engagement on a podcast, but certainly is just someone who's open to many dialogues, and she's definitely done so much more, impacting lives positively with addressing topics such as mental health, gender-based violence, and so much more. Rea, you are so welcome here to that lunch show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it is your girl Rea Sea, and I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. All right. Now, the very first question I have for you is, what now actually initially sparked your interest in pursuing the creative arts? You could have been anything in the world, but you felt like the arts is the home.
The arts became my voice. So there's 4 kids at my house, right? Yeah. And I'm the last one, and I'm the baby in the house. So you do know that, like, last boys don't have like much voice. So I needed to find my voice, and I was like, yeah, because yes, we talk, but you'd be like, shush, shush, all the time. So I was so passionate. I did this from primary, high school, and all the way up. And I was like, man, you know what? I don't have the opportunity for me to pursue it. But after I established myself in corporate, then I was like, I can find myself. I can now, stand on my ground and see how I can study and then pursue it in a way that is more comfortable for me. And the reason why I'm in the arts is because it is my voice.
I love that as your voice, man, because you certainly use it for so many things, with your journey, your theatre journey rather, beginning at the Market Theatre, where you also went through rigorous training and participated in productions such as Stardust and Tomorrow. You certainly have used your voice for the right reasons. Yeah. So what are your memorable moments and experiences from your time at the Market Theatre?
Oh, it was the showcases. So when we were like learning, my first time learning how to do a monologue and really analyze the monologue, and understanding that it's not about talking, it's not about just throwing words, it's about what is it that is important that you want the person to receive, and more so in the audience. And I must say, my first time was the best time, and thereafter I moved on to the dialogues, I moved on to ensembles, and that has really established me as an artist, and more so the network. Then I started networking with different characters, directors, actors, and all of that. And for me to be able to, transform from one character to the other and going to another imaginable world, that is a memorable time for me.
Such a beautiful thing that you're sharing right here. Now we hang out with Rea here, just chatting to us about her experience at the Market Theatre. But at this point in time, let's just take you to it's 14:43 on the clock. Still tuned to that lunch, hang out with Rea here right here. Now let's get back into conversations that we're having with her. Now I actually want to understand how you balance it all.
Yeah,
a gorgeous mommy at that.
Very.
Actor, a singer, a performer, a podcaster. What is the secret? How do I do all of this and still look as fabulous as you do? Tell me the secret now. You won't walk out of the studio if you don't give me the secret.
The grace of God. To be quite frank, it is the grace of God. God says that He's given us gifts, right? And of course, when He's given us gifts, there are captivities that He has kept for us. So He gives you the grace to be able to do it, So my husband, like, hey, that guy is holding me. Hey, that guy is my support structure. My siblings as well, they're my support structure. So I'm able to say, hey, can you look after the kids for me if my husband is busy and all of that? And my husband will look after the kids if I'm not available. And we just like, working it out. I have a tight schedule. So everything is on my calendar and everything is timed. And I will tell you when is family day. I will tell you if I'm available or not. So everything in life you have to do, manage your time well, manage your time effectively. And I have learned to do that. But to be quite frank, God is like the one holding my family, because sometimes I can be all over.
I certainly love a person who can be all over and just do numerous things at the same time, but also a person who can be controversial and engage in controversial conversations. And I do know that is what you discuss on your podcast, W.O.C.E Rea Sea. Yes. So what inspired the creation of that platform and the podcast, and what topics do you then explore?
Yeah, so it's W.O.C.E standing for Women of Controversial Engagements, and how I say it, I call it WOC. Okay. So the acronym I pronounce them as WOC, and what inspired it is how can we keep people awake? How can we make people light up to conversations that we necessarily don't want to have anymore? Everybody wants to show the glam life. Everybody wants to be on social media, and you guys were talking about it yesterday. So everybody wants to be all glam and beautiful, but there are real life issues where glam is not existing.
Yes.
And I feel that we are a generation that's becoming more and more depressed, more and more worried about the future, more and more worried about our appearance and looks and things like that. And we are deviating from our families. We are deviating from the core family structure.
The inner self as well.
And the inner self, So I'm here to create a platform where we discuss those issues without prejudice, without any pressure. You can be yourself. If you are truly going through a depression, let's talk about it. If you are raising a child that is autistic, let's talk about it openly. Let's get the help openly. If you are struggling in family diversity, in family structures, because now we have families that have two dads, families that got two moms, families that grandmother is the main person, or single moms, single fathers. So we need to be able to talk about these issues that we can see that we are deeply heading to, but openly. And without prejudice. And what is the best way to do it? A podcast, we're not timed, we talk whatever we want. There's no PCCSA. So we talk things that are core to us and core to the community. And I just wanted to make it a safe space for an ordinary citizen.
And now, coming off of what you've just shared right now, what impact do you hope to have on your audience, both through your performances or even your podcast?
So with my podcast is basically I want the community to know that it is okay to live out of the norm, and as well as to also align ourselves with the creation or with the co-creation of what God has made. And maybe that's where we lost it, how can we align back, and so that that can aid us a bit. So my podcasts are mainly about social issues that are tied with the Word of God, as to where did it begin. We find the coreness of it in my journey of Christianity. At the same time, with my plays as well, as to be impactful, to bring an information, or to bring how can I put it, a point across in an unusual way, because as well with the plays, everybody have their own style, and I'm finding my own style, because recently I just did a play with my colleague, that is Tandazo, and other colleagues as well that are involved in the play. We are telling our story our way, and we are bringing our message across. And the first play was about I'm Stranded, the Roar of a Father, which really addresses the difficulties of a girl who lost their present father. So those are the kind of points that I bring across in both my balance, if I can put it like that.
Well, that is certainly an enriching point that you mentioned right there. And in closing and wrapping up, briefly just explain, or rather advise someone who is transitioning from corporate and pursuing art full time. What can you say to them?
It's challenging. It's challenging. You must know your motive. You must be grounded in your belief system, because trust me, friends, you'll share the few friends. You know, family, you will have conflict. You know, whether it's your immediate family or your siblings or your parents. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You will struggle financially, you know, so be prepared for it. But what needs to ground your anchor needs to be, why am I doing it? Am I doing it because I want to be famous? I want to be on social media? Then that's the wrong motive, because trust me, fame is like the last thing. What is your motive? Make sure that your motive is clear, because when you leave your monthly salary, makusayi 25 ukwatela abantu bangenzanga nix bakuthi 31 ukwatela abantu. So you don't want to do that, but you need to find your core, and you need to have a plan. A plan, when I'm talking about a plan, I'm talking about just the first few 3 years. You know, have a plan around it. Have your finances around it, so that if it doesn't work out, you know that I've given myself within these 3 years or within these 4 years. So save well before you actually even leave.
And just really now, really in closing.
Yeah.
I want to know what your next steps are. What do you have? What are your future endeavors from here?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing, so there is a production that we are doing. It's keeping me busy. It's a production that is done with Zolta Mia, so it is a TV production, so look out for it. And mainly, I'm going to be having my second segment of a seminar that is dressed in confidence in December. And of course, I'm going to be having my authors in August for us celebrating Women's Day. So mainly it's those 3 things, and I'm performing my play again in August. So those are the main focuses for the year, and just for me to acquaint myself with more and more sponsorships. Hello.
Listen, and for that to be possible, you need to share with us your social media for those that, you know, want to chip in something, or even possibly, you know, watch and witness your journey with you.
Of course, you can find me. Firstly, my channel is a YouTube channel. You can find it as W.O.C.E _ no, I'm lying. In YouTube is W.O.C.E Rea and on Instagram it's W.O.C.E _ Reasca, and on Facebook is Reabetsoe Seabela. So you can follow me on those 3 platforms. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for availing your time to tell us a little bit more. I think more than anything, I can just really sense a leap of faith and what it really leads you to.
Yeah.
And it sounds as joyous as it is, you know. But
She makes it sound so fabulous.
like I can do it tomorrow. Like,
Listen,
Mandy,
I'm leaving radio.
You know what? I'm
everything.
already packing my papers.
She makes it sound like that, you know.
You know, and I think that's the joy, just finding people who really tap into what they're truly passionate
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
So Rea, thank you for sharing that and bringing some light into our day, and with your life indeed being a prime example.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like Vow is my second family.
Oh, you definitely have found home here.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. And actually, good luck for you guys. in
Thank
this
you.
segment. I hope it goes well. Let's increase those listenerships. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Rea's here
Awesome,
joining us
awesome.
here on That Lunch Show, and a beautiful the spirit and soul, just sharing with us her journey and so much more.